Yo, so what is going on, guys? Mr. Spartan here, and I'm back with another Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary. Now, I want to start off by saying I'm sorry for not uploading in the past 2 weeks, but I've been kind of busy. Slash putting it off, if you know what I mean. I haven't really had time to game. I've been trying to get some other things sorted out at home, and I don't really want to go too into it, so that's going to be it. Cry of Fear, that should be going up hopefully next week. I've had to re-record pretty much everything just because my files were corrupted, and I actually saved over those because I'm an idiot, and I'm trying to salvage anything that I could, but I haven't had the chance to. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into today's commentary topic. Now, today I've got like two topics that I think they interlock with each other quite nicely. The first one is going to be my opinion on the gaming industry. How is it at the moment? Are companies making great games? Are they just doing it to make quick bucks? What is the standard of gaming and all that kind of stuff? And the next one's going to be the kind of games that I want to see sequels to. Now, I'm going to first of all say the gaming industry has been growing quite largely, even though some companies have been shutting down here and there. The amount of games that are actually coming out are insane. You know, the next generation of consoles is just right around the corner, coming out this holiday season, and there are going to be quite a few new releases coming out. New franchises are probably going to establish. Existing franchises are most likely going to increase. There's some franchises that I wish, well, no, I don't wish to shut down because that will affect the gaming industry, but certain franchises that I'm not going to bother with anymore. And overall, I'm going to be trying to expand the kind of games that I play, because at the moment, as it stands, I play like action adventures, RPGs, and mainly FPS games. I've kind of been getting into fighting games recently with Tekken Battle Revolution and Dead or Alive 5. Tekken Battle Revolution is actually really cool, but in my opinion, the standard of gaming has increased. When you look at the past games that came out, for example, Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Nintendo GameCube, where I played it basically. That game was a lot of fun, but it had quite a few flaws and stuff like that. And like back in the day, when the game had a flaw, you were pretty much stuck with it. Like nowadays, if there seems to be an error, they can instantly release a patch update as quickly as they possibly can to fix that certain issue. But gaming and all is getting bigger, better, and everything like that. Games are looking better, they're sounding better, they're feeling better, they're looking better, and you can actually have a lot more fun with certain games. But here's my gripe with everything like that as it stands. Games are getting too easy these days. Like anytime when I was younger, I used to buy games and stuff. It used to take me quite a long time to complete them. And when I've actually gone back to replay them nowadays, they've still taken me quite a lot of time compared to games that come out nowadays. I'll give you guys a little example. Well, a couple of them are that. Resident Evil 4. When that came out, I had it for the GameCube. That game is amazing. It took me quite a long time to complete. I think it must have took me something like a good 3 or 4 months to complete. And when it comes to Resident Evil 5, when I played that game literally took me about 2 sittings. It was just so easy. I enjoyed the game, yeah, but it was just too easy. Like I just breezed through the whole thing, and then people say, "Oh, it's because you're older, you know more about the gaming, more about games and stuff like that, how to play them." But when I went back and played Resident Evil 4, that took me like a week to complete. And I know I've seen speedruns of people do the whole game in like 4 hours and stuff, but that actually took me a long time to complete, and I was happy with that. You know, I enjoyed it, I played it, I had a lot of fun with it. It took me a while to complete. I enjoyed as much as I could, pretty much did everything that I was able to do. And when I went to play the sequels and stuff, it was too short, it was too easy, and overall, when I completed it, I didn't really feel satisfied. I was like, man, this game was too short. Like, I've done all the mercenaries and stuff, but it was not really entertaining to me at all. I'll give you another example. True Crime in New York City. When that game came out for the Nintendo GameCube, I loved it. I played it, not gonna lie, it took me like a year to complete, and that game was just so much fun. It was really, really open world. It actually gave me I think that's the first ever game I actually spent time on 100 completed. I did every single side mission, the main quests. I did the cleaning up New York, like cleaning up the crime and stuff, make every borough safe. And there's like quite a few certain areas to actually clean up. And when I was playing Sleeping Dogs, the sequel to it, well, it was meant to be the sequel owned by a different company, so I'm not gonna get into that. But Sleeping Dogs took me about, no word of a lie, I played it roughly the same amount of time. It took me about 2 days to complete. Even my brother sucks at video games, like literally. He's the worst gamer you'll ever probably see in your life, and yet it took him like 2 days to complete it as well, and I was just like, this game was so easy. There was no missions I struggled with. I breezed through the entire thing. But when I went actually back and played True Crime New York City on my GameCube, when I finally hooked that bad boy up, it took me quite a long time to complete, and I was like, what the hell, man? This game it's still great. I think it must have took me about 3 weeks to complete, and that's what I'm missing from gaming these days. It feels like every single game comes out has very little thought into it. I'll give you a little example. I recently started playing Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, and no word of a lie, as soon as you start the game, as soon as you get over the intro video, you complete your first race, you get pop-ups coming up on your screen, ask like three separate pop-ups, each one telling you to buy a certain DLC. One of them is like a starter pack, the other one's for cars, and the other one was like give you all the cars automatically. And I was just like, well, what's the point? Why is, like, they actually had some that gives you like certain cars, and I was like, why aren't those included in the game in the first place? Like games, gaming it's pretty much like a hobby for me. I do it for entertainment, escapism when I'm bored. Like pretty much whenever, if I'm in the mood, I haven't got nothing to do, I will just sit there and play some games. I'm sorry if you hear some noise from outside. That's just someone messing around in their car, kids playing around. Yeah. But overall, gaming, like, I still enjoy it. There's still a lot of games that get me excited. Like recently, I've been playing Far Cry 3, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But the game just feels really, really short. It's like, I know they put a lot of time and effort into the game, but I want to see a game that's a bit longer. I want to play a game that will take me a long time to complete. I want to sit there and hammer down. I want to have like 8-hour sessions, like 2 or 3 times a week, and still be nowhere near the game ending. Like with Fallout 3, when that came out, I was addicted to that game for like a year. I played the crap out of it. I 100%ed it. I got pretty much, I did every single side mission, every single quest, everything to do with that game. I done it. And that was a game that actually had me entertained. It was driving me to play it more and more. Too bad that Fallout New Vegas was like, it felt more of an expansion. It wasn't really that great in my opinion. Like Skyrim, for example. Skyrim, I'm taking my time with. I've heard like you can complete the main story in like, I know one of my friends that completed it in like 3 days, and I was like, wow, the main story, everything completely done. Now that's actually making me want to take my time with it, but for the next gen of consoles, I want to see a game that keeps me entertained for a long time. I want to see something that keeps me driving. I want to see a game that has like, it's like I'm halfway through it. There's no ending in sight. I don't know how many missions there are. I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Look at Saints Row 2, for example. Saints Row 2 took me I think about a month to complete. Saints Row 3 took me about 2.5 days, and like I did all the side missions, everything to do in that game, and it just was not. It was entertaining, yeah, but it was really, really goofy, which is pretty much what I liked. But it didn't really give me that drive to play it. I was playing it for the entire time, and I kind of felt bored. And when I turned it off, I felt even more bored. So I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do? Am I gonna play this? Am I gonna watch TV? What am I gonna do?" Because either way, it didn't really feel that entertaining to me. Like, don't be wrong, it's a great game. I'll recommend it. It's a lot of quote fun, but it just didn't really entertain me that much. Like Grand Theft Auto games, I'm not really a fan of those, to be honest. I just find them, they're all really, really repetitive. They're all the same thing over and over and over. That's why I don't really bother with them. Like even like the old ones, for example, like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I still haven't completed that game till this day. Like I literally have not finished it. I'm stuck on the mission where you have to take that remote control helicopter and put explosives around that construction site. And same with Grand Theft Auto 3, I'm stuck on the mission where you have to drive around the entire cities, and like destroy every single cartel drug stand thing. And like those games, those old GTA games they took a long time to complete. Like I still haven't completed those, but when I got Gran Turismo 4, not Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto 4, it took me like 3 days and I actually completed the whole game, and I was like, wow, this is just too easy. It did not feel like a Grand Theft Auto game. It felt, there was something missing from it. Like I can't really say what it is because I have no idea what it was missing, but it was something missing from the game that I felt. Like it was just not as fun as it used to be. I was expecting it to be like the old ones, you can do so much stuff, and like granted, yeah, you can do a lot of things with it, but it didn't really entertain me that long. And it's kind of weird. I struggle to find games that entertain me for such a long time. I don't know why, but it just seems to be that way. Like the Pokemon games, they used to be really, really hard. Like the only one I've completed is Fire Red, and I think Emerald, thanks to emulators and stuff, and like that's it. Like the new and like back then it took forever to get a Pokemon to like when you get to hit level 50 or something, it takes forever to make it go up and up and up. And nowadays I just see everyone, and when they're talking about Pokemon Battle, everyone has teams of 100 and stuff, and it's just like, how the fuck is that? The game's just too easy. Like the old Elite Fours, they must have been like the weakest Pokemon would be like level 50, then the strongest guy would be like level 80 and stuff. Nowadays the Elite Four is just like everyone's capped at level 50, and it just makes the game feel really really easy. It's too short and it's not that fun as it used to be. Like granted, there's all these new different things like you actually have to use tactical play and stuff like that, but it's just not the same thing. It's just too easy. You can literally breeze through in so long. Like Pokemon Fire Red, I think that took me like about 6 weeks to complete. 6 weeks to like 6 to 8 weeks to complete, and my Pokemon were like level 97 and stuff. I was sitting there, I was grinding it away. It took me a long time in that fucking victory road tunnel thing, just to try and level my Pokemon up one more. Like especially my freaking Swampert. That guy was just he needed so much XP just to level up, and it was insane. But some games I want now. That's enough about that. There's some games I want to see sequels to. Like I know the new Need for Speed is coming out, but personally, just give us an Underground 3. Like seriously, that's the only thing we literally want. Underground 3, I guarantee I would buy it straight away, because Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2, two great games. I played the new ones, I'm highly disappointed. Like the gameplay is just not there. It hasn't got that feeling that the other ones did. Like I feel like they've overused nitrous and drifting and stuff, but just give us Underground 3. Listen to what we want. Also, another game that I want to see is Unreal Tournament 4. Now, I'm a huge fan of these arena shooters and games like that. Like every single day nowadays, the FPS genre is seriously saturated. The amount of modern day shooters coming out, it's just insane. It's like anytime a new one comes out, it's either not going to see daylight because of games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. But like look at Homefront for example. Homefront was a great game, but a lot of people overshadowed it just because it was quote a Call of Duty clone, and I think that's bullshit. Because like Call of Duty is not the first FPS out there. Granted, it may dominate the market, but it's always the same regurgitated shit over and over again. Like personally, I'm not gonna bother with Call of Duty Ghosts. You know, like I don't care how they're gonna market it, whatever it is. I will not be buying it at all. Like I've given up on the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. And other games I want to see, there's like so many I can mention. Like a lot of them, now granted, a few of them have been given sequels already. Like the game that I want to see sequel was Smash Bros, and that's been giving a new one that should be coming out in like a year or so. Or I'm not even sure when, but that's gonna be today's commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your opinions are, and if you like the video, then leave a rating, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, check out my other videos, and I'll be putting Cry Fear up soon. So hope to see you guys in the next one, and take care for now.